Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Okay, so I'm sure some of you guys have heard of multi-level marketing before, right? Basically, these are what companies like Avon, Herbalife, Prepaid Legal, this is what they do as a profession. Basically, it is somewhat of a pyramid structure. Your job as a salesman is to sell a product, but mainly you're trying to enroll people underneath your name to sell the same product that you're selling, okay? Whatever they sell, you get a percentage of. The more people you have underneath your name, the more you get paid. And eventually, if you become real good at it, some companies, they call it reaching president status, platinum status, then you become so successful at it, you have so many people selling underneath your name that you don't even have to sell anymore. You could just sit back and reap the benefits if you like. The more successful your enrollees are, the more successful you become. You become even more successful than they are just because they are successful. Okay? This is a pyramid structure. And this is the same type of structure or pyramid structure that a great champion builds in the sport of boxing. You guys understand that? The more successful your opponents that you beat become, the more better it makes you look because you beat them. All right? Let's take Sugar Ray Leonard, for example. When it comes to Sugar Ray Leonard's opponents like Hearns and Duran, you know, after Duran beat these guys, they became a lot more successful after they lost to Sugar Ray Leonard. They went on to win titles in different weight classes and beat fighters that people didn't even expect them to beat. So the more successful they become, the more successful it makes Sugar Ray Leonard look. Sugar Ray Leonard is considered the best fighter of his era, mainly because of what Duran and Hagler and Hearns did before and after they faced Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay? This is pretty much the same thing that we're starting to see with Floyd Mayweather, which goes all the way back to some of the opponents that Floyd Mayweather beat damn near over 10 years ago. Okay? Now we could start with, and I'm not going to go in any order, but we could just start with Diego Corrales. All right? Floyd Mayweather, he knocks out an undefeated Diego Corrales. And keep in mind, when I say that Diego Corrales was undefeated, you guys have to understand something. You know how we argue about who's pound for pound the best fighters in the world right now. And all of us, we really look up to that pound for pound list, regardless if you want to admit it or not. Like I said, you know, when Nonito Donaire knocked out Fernando Montiel, HBO, Jim Lampley, and Max Kellerman, they were yelling that now Donaire, he should be pound for pound 3, the best fighter in the world. All right? And when we had people like Sergio Martinez and Juan Marquez and Manny Pacquiao, you know, in that top 10, you know, people looked at that top 10 list religiously. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when it comes to Diego Corrales, do you guys know that Diego Corrales was considered pound for pound number 5 best fighter in the world? And they had Floyd Mayweather pound for pound number 7? That's right. So that means that they had Corrales considered a better fighter in the world than Floyd Mayweather was. I mean, how many fighters do we even see today fighting guys that are even in the pound for pound ratings, let alone beating someone who's ranked higher than they are in that list? It's very rare that that happens, okay? So Floyd Mayweather, he knocked out an undefeated pound for pound fighter, Diego Corrales. All right? Now this is where the pyramid structure comes in. After Diego Corrales gets knocked out, Diego Corrales, he goes on and he knocks out Jose Luis Castillo. And then he has a trilogy with Joel Casamayor. And then he knocks out the undefeated favorite, hard-punching Acelino Popo Freitas. All right? He does all of this after he loses to Floyd Mayweather. Okay? This is very similar to when Sugar Ray Leonard, he knocked out Tommy Hearns, right? After he knocked out Tommy Hearns, like I said, he became very successful, winning a lot of fights. And then he was involved in what a lot of people consider the greatest 3 rounds of all times in the sport of boxing, Hagler versus Hearns. All right? Those 3 rounds, it almost enhanced both of those fighters' legacy. And guess what? Sugar Ray Leonard, he beat both of those fighters. All right? Now, like I said, Floyd Mayweather, he beat Diego Corrales, and Diego Corrales and Castillo, they had what was considered one of the greatest fights of all times, right? And coincidentally, Floyd Mayweather, he beat both of those fighters. And then you have the Diego Corrales Casamayor 1 fight, where that fight created one of the most recognizable lines today, which is one more round. All right? Because Diego Corrales, being the warrior that he was, he had a terrible cut in his mouth that was just pouring blood. And right before they stopped the fight, I believe that Casamayor, he kind of hurt Diego Corrales. And Casamayor, who had never been hurt before at all at this time, he went in for the kill. And that's when Diego Corrales is at his most dangerous. And that's when Diego Corrales, he caught Casamayor with a shot. And this is when Corrales went after Casamayor. But at this time, the bell had rang, and they seen that bad cut, and they stopped the fight. And this is when Diego Corrales, he kept screaming, or he kept hollering, one more round. All right? So that's the Diego Corrales situation. All right? And then you also have Jesus Chavez, Carlos Molina. These are fighters that Floyd Mayweather, he beat very easy. And do you know that both of those fighters, after they lost to Floyd Mayweather, they went on to win titles? And do you know they held the title for a very long time? That's the pyramid structure, okay? And then you move on to today, where Floyd Mayweather, he just beat one of the biggest stars of the sport right now, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is only 23 years old. So whatever Canelo accomplishes in the next 10 years, guess what? Floyd Mayweather is going to get even more credit for whatever Canelo accomplishes, all right? Unless Canelo comes back in a year or two and he beats Floyd Mayweather, which I think realistically we all know that would not happen. Also, you have the potential fight of Canelo versus Cotto. Once again, Floyd Mayweather, he could just sit back, and it really doesn't matter who wins that fight. No matter who wins that fight, it makes Floyd Mayweather look good, because Floyd Mayweather, he beat both of those fighters. Robert Guerrero is another one. We don't know the future yet. Guerrero may come back and win a couple titles in the next couple of years. All right? Which once again makes Floyd Mayweather look even better. And probably the most ironic thing about everything that I'm saying right now is Floyd Mayweather is still an active fighter that's considered pound for pound the best fighter in the world, which means that he still has even more opponents that he could put underneath his pyramid structure. All right? And realistically, Floyd Mayweather, he's already hinted that, he may just extend this contract with Showtime. He may continue to fight. Because I think Floyd Mayweather, he's looking at the Bernard Hopkins situation like we are. If Bernard Hopkins could fight all the way till 50 years old, then I think we can all say that Mayweather could fight past 40. So anyway, I guess you guys get the point. I can make many, many more examples, but I'm going to go ahead and end this one short, and I'll catch up with you guys. I'm on to the next one.